Goddess T's Journey. Like, comment below, subscribe. Thank you. Hey, YouTube, it's Goddess T's Journey. And I'm starting to do the Married at First Sight, but I'm doing it each by couples. Now I'm trying it this way to see how I like it. But the first couple I'm doing is Dominique and McKinley. Sorry, I'm saying this guy's name's wrong. So I'll say Dom and Mac. So this is episode 9. So Dominique and Mac are still sitting in front of Pastor Cal, and Pastor Cal is trying to figure out what Dominique wants. Like, what are you trying to say, Dominique? What are you saying? And she's like, I'm just getting sick of it all. Sick of what? All of what? Like, explain yourself. So she finally made it clear, I just want a divorce. And then he's like, you want a divorce? Really? And then, Pastor Cal was very upset because she was adamant about getting a divorce. And he was like, next time, you get into a relationship, make sure you really think it through before you do something like this, because this is a marriage and you didn't even give it time. I guess you were too young, or too immature to actually do this. So, she basically walked, after that, Pastor Cal left, because she basically was unhappy and there was no way getting around to change her mind, basically. Then she was talking to Mac and asking him how he felt about it. He said, there's not much I can do about it, He said, I'm blindsided. I didn't expect for you to say that, but, it wasn't really much she could really say, in my opinion, because first of all, she already said she wanted a divorce. So even if he was like, I wanted it, she didn't want the situation anymore. So it was like nothing he could kind of do about it, because she really didn't want the situation, to be honest. She wanted to be over and done with it. Over and done. So basically, after Dom left with her boxes and the rest of her things, like some of her things, then she basically left out, walked out, and then Mac was like basically talking about how he didn't want to fail and things like that. And then he started crying, basically. I was like, oh snap, he really, really wanted this to work. He really didn't want to, end it. He wanted to keep trying, which is kind of good. So that was just the part that I found kind of crazy. Like, he was crying. I was like, I was kind of surprised he was kind of crying, because I didn't know that he was that really, really that invested in the situation. But it shows that he really cared a whole lot more than what he was showing. But since Dom was always nitpicking him and pointing this and pointing that about him and nitpicking and complaining and whining and complaining, and she basically was saying, oh, I couldn't be in no toxic situation, that's why I want a divorce, because it's a toxic, I'm about being zen and it's just like, girl, bye. You're not zen, you're not positive at all you've been doing is complaining this whole time. Throughout the whole time, you kept complaining about the man, getting mad at him about his humor, didn't like, the fact that he didn't want to do some adventurous things, but you're on vacation. Nobody's going to want to do all those adventurous things that you want. Maybe one thing, but it's like, let's be real. Like, when people on vacation, people want to drink, people want to eat good food, people want to go on the beach, people might want to go see different sites or different places in Jamaica, or try the different foods, the coconut water, the different things that people see about Jamaica, but nobody's really trying to be doing all this hiking and all this other stuff. Like, and she don't even look like a person that's really into stuff like that, to me, in my opinion. Even though, she catch fish, and that is, no country. And a lot of people that are country, they like fishing, and fishing is, different and interesting. But my whole thing about it was she was just coming down on the guy so hard. Not saying that she didn't have a right to like question him about the fact that he doesn't have an apartment here in Nashville and things like that in Tennessee, and the fact that he had dogs but he didn't bring the dogs with him. He left his dogs where he was originally and things like that. She had a right to call him out on it, but it was just the way she went about doing things that kind of made him feel uncomfortable and kind of made him, start to soon like feel away because it just felt like she was judging him all the time. But according to her tonight, I was in, I'm positive, but she's not positive at all. She's very negative. She had a bad attitude and she just wanted things her way. She wanted him to do everything that she wanted, and she just didn't want him to say anything at all about it. Like, even if it was hard for him to do it, even if he wanted to like discuss it with her and say how he felt, she didn't want to hear anything. She just wanted him to do what she wanted, how she wanted the things done. And she was just real, like, she wasn't taking accountability at all, the whole time. Like, she just kept putting everything on Mac. Everything was his fault. Nothing was her fault. She didn't take part in nothing. Everything was on him, and he was the one with the bad attitude, and he was the complainer, and he was this and that. Everything was her with her finger out, pinpointing and poking at him and blaming him and blaming him and blaming him. She just wasn't taking no accountability for nothing that she did the whole time. It's just always Mac's fault. Mac did this. Mac did that. Oh, he made me feel uncomfortable. But she negates, or she basically doesn't consider the fact that she didn't do anything that he liked, never did anything like the whole time during the vacation. He did everything that she wanted. She didn't do anything that he liked. She always complained about everything that he did. I'm surprised she didn't complain about the way he breathed. Like, it was like everything he did was just getting up under her skin and bothering her. And it's just like, if you're a Zen person or a person that's positive energy, positive vibes, things like that, someone making corny jokes wouldn't really bother you if you're a positive person. Like, if you're a real positive person, then somebody, that is an introvert and they're doing things for you and they're just telling you, I'm just doing these things for you, you wouldn't get irritated by that. That would be like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that, like, what would you like to do? Like, it didn't seem like she was willing to compromise at all. It's just always about her 24/7. And then when she saw her mom, because the mom met up with her, later in the episode, the mom met up with her. And then even when she spoke to her mom, she still wasn't taking accountability. She was still blaming Mac. She told her mom a whole one-sided story, did not tell the mom all the things that she was doing to Mac and all the way she was talking to him and how she was down, degrading him and speaking to him bad. And as soon as he started getting back to her and doing the same thing she was doing to him, that's when she couldn't handle it. And then that's when she wanted out, because she couldn't accept someone doing what she's doing to them. She just wanted someone to kiss her butt 24 hours. And she didn't realize that if you can dish something, you better be able to take it. So if you can talk to someone disrespectful and rude like that and have no respect for other people, then someone's going to soon enough get sick of it, and then they're going to go fight back, and then they're going to start coming at you and saying things about you. And I was proud of him for saying something, because he needed to say something, because he was kept apologizing and feeling bad. And for me, I would feel bad because she's just rude and she has no tact about stuff, and she's just disrespectful as hell, and she thinks she can say whatever to people and that someone's not gonna come at you. It's like, it's the way you say things to people. You can just say anything to people, and it's the way you say it. And she is 25 years old, so she probably doesn't understand that there's some things you can't say to people. When you say things to certain people, you don't know what you get. Because he claims he's an introvert, because I don't know if he's really an introvert, because we really don't know these people. And these people, no offense, this is a TV show, so let's be real, they're not fully being 100% themselves. So he might even be an introvert. Maybe just because he doesn't know her, he's not being fully himself, because he doesn't really know her and he doesn't trust her. So it's just like, I'm not going to be my true self because I don't know you and I don't trust you, and I wouldn't trust her either. She all judging the poor child. Oh, you live in our basement. Doesn't matter, he lives in the basement, but his basement looked better than her apartment to me. So it's just like, you talking shit about him living in the basement, which is understandable. And like, to feel what you felt is just the way she went about it, and the way how delusional she is, and how she is like bold-faced lying. And the evidence is on video. The evidence, you're being recorded. Everything that you did on the show, they recorded it. So all this, I was positive energy, it was all him, is just not true. And she doesn't, then she can't be honest and take accountability and be honest with herself. But she want to sit here and blame him all day and night. And I feel sorry for him, because the child was trying. He was trying to put effort forth to be positive and to work with her, but she just couldn't do it. She just couldn't be accountable for anything. Everything was her thing. And then when she was talking with her mom was like, everything was all bad, you know. And she was like, yes, everything was bad. I did the right thing because he was just horrible. He was not good to me the way he would talk to me. I was just not feeling comfortable. It just felt like it was toxic. And I felt with my gut. And mom was like, did you point out and explain to him the things that he did? Yes. And did he get a chance to, like, make an effort to change those things? I think he did. No, he didn't. She told him they were there on vacation. They came back. He apologized during the vacation that they went on, and then he said he would make a change. They came back not even a week later, and then she was talking about she wanted to get a divorce already. And then on the after party also, she was really blaming Mac again and not taking accountability. And the thing I don't like about Keisha Knight, is that she didn't hold her accountable. She didn't get in on her about the fact that she's saying this, but look what we're seeing on there. You're not being zen. You're not being positive. You're being nitpicky, and you're complaining, and you're saying like he's complaining, so you're being a hypocrite. You're doing the same thing he's doing and acting like it's different. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black. You're doing the same damn thing. So how are you getting mad at him for complaining, and that's all you're doing is complaining about him as well? My whole thing is, if you want him to change, you have to let that go and get over it. Like, you can't just keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. It was just like repetitive. Like, she wouldn't stop. She was just nagging and nagging, and she had a bad attitude. And then it's just like, I just feel like during the after parties, they never hold the women accountable. They always hold the men accountable and be going OD hard on the men, but don't say nothing to the females, specifically Dom and Pacific Gina. They always coming for the males and be like, oh, well, what you did is such and such. But Keisha, you did not see her just say that she didn't do nothing wrong. You looked at the show and saw that she was doing stuff that wasn't right, and you didn't say nothing about it and didn't call her out on that one thing. A mess. And then Mac and Dom, when they did the group thing, they were talking and they kind of told everybody. Well, first Mac went asking everybody, oh, did anybody consummate the marriage? Did anybody have sex yet? And everybody found out Chris and Nicole did. And then he was just like prying, and then, everybody else started getting into it. And then he said, oh, by the way, just wanted to let everybody know that it's a mutual thing between us two. But Dom did say that she wanted a divorce, and it kind of blindsided me, that she wanted a divorce, but this is it. So they were talking, they were like, everybody was like surprised and like, I can't believe that. And, Nicole was like, I think you're going to live to regret this, that you didn't even try. Like, wouldn't you want to, Dom? Like, wouldn't you want to like give it a chance, like, and give it a couple of days off and then come back and try again? She said, maybe. And then, Mac is like, yeah, I could do that. Then later when they leave and they go back to the apartment, he asks her, like, was it true? Did you want to try it again, or were you just saying something just to say? Because like he said, you're immature. And he said because you're young, that's what young people do. They are immature and they make rash decisions and they say things one minute and the next thing they say something else. It's like she's all over the place. She's confused. I don't know what to believe or feel, because she's saying one thing yesterday, now today she's saying something else. Like, I don't know what to believe. And she's like, yeah, I felt peer pressure because Nicole was on me, but it's not maybe. I still want to get a divorce or whatever. She said, I would love to be friends. And he's just like, I don't want to be friends with you. I'm not here to make friends. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be friends with you because you didn't even treat him like someone that had any respect for him. So why would he want to be your friend? If you treat me like this and we are married and you're my wife and you don't have no respect for me, you treat me like crap and talk down to me and degrade me and really verbally abuse me and like, girl, please, and accuse me of stuff and don't even give me a chance to really tell you what's happening and to fix what I did wrong, then it's like, girl, you ain't really trying to work on nothing. You're just pointing, and that's not the kind of friend I would want. A friend that can't take on accountability and act like they perfect all the damn time, and you're not damn perfect. And like you said, you play games. You're young. You act like a kid, and I don't want to be your friend. So sorry. And then she got all upset about that. Like, see, I don't want him to hate my guts. He don't hate your guts, but he's not on the show to make friends. He's here to be in a marriage. You didn't want to take part in the marriage, so good night. You're his ex. It's like, I don't understand why people break up with people for the dumbest reasons, and then they want to befriend that person. And for me, you're my ex. I don't want to be friends with you. Once our situation is done, it's done. I won't be friends with you. Friends with you for what? She got to smoking something else. She got to be smoking. Like, girl, bye. I don't want to be friends with you. And then she hugged him, and he gave her a little hug back, and then she left and took her box, and then she was about her way, and then she left. I was so happy that that she got a divorce. I felt like she was gonna ask for a divorce, and I'm happy she did, because she didn't want to be in it. She wasn't really enthused. She had an attitude because he was coming for her, giving her back the same thing that she was giving to him, which is good for her, and she couldn't handle it, so she's just like, fuck it, I can't deal with it. And that's, and she just wasn't ready for anything serious. And I think that also Mac was ready for marriage, like to be with somebody, but at the same time he wasn't ready. Like, it seemed like he had the maturity to be in a marriage, but it just seems like he wasn't settled. And he was, what I'm hearing around, that he was chasing after the show. From the research that I did, he was chasing after the show for a while, like trying to get on the show. Now that he's on the show, he's getting embarrassed that he didn't even keep his marriage, not even more than 2 weeks. But that's good for him though, because he should have been settled, or at least got him an apartment before they got the girl. He should have got him an apartment already. Should have put some money from his cannabis business that he had saved and get him an apartment. When he knew he was on the show, he should have purchased an apartment. He should have went and rented an apartment real quick. I understand why he thought it was okay not to have a place. I'm just saying. But besides that, I don't think he's that bad. I think that he's not telling the truth. I don't think anybody on the show is fully being their full self all the way, authentically 100, because this is a TV show. And I just feel like there's only, like, I would say not everybody, but I would say majority of the people on the show are not being 100. It's only maybe 2 or 3 people that are being authentic, and the rest are putting up a facade or putting up a front for people, and they're not being 1,000. So for me, we don't know if what Dom said is true. We don't know if all of what Max saying was a lie. Some of it could be true. Some of it could be lies. Some of the things that Dom is actually saying is lies. Some of it she's being brutally honest. So for that, it's interesting. But I'm glad that Dom is gone, and then Mac. Hopefully they'll give him a chance to maybe pick him, like help him be matched with somebody else, and then they could try it again with him again, but with somebody else, because this was not a good pick. This was just did not work. But I'm glad Dom is gone. She can go back home with her mama and be a baby and be her, be her age, because she is 25 years old. She needs to live a little bit more. And like she said, she's going to soul search and figure out what she really wants in her life. And that's what she should have did. She should never came on the show. She should have just soul searched and kept living her life and wait until she was like in her 30s to try a show like this. And I really don't think she even wanted to do the show. It's her mama who signed her up for it anyway. So it's like, you didn't want to do the show from Jump Street. You just did it because, there's a way you can get a check and things of that nature. And that's all it was. I think your mom wanted you to get on the show, to get that check. So y'all could be seen, so your mom could be seen, so you get that check. I don't think you really were considering what it really meant to be married and what it takes to be in a situation. Once you marry, you got to compromise. You got to do a lot of stuff. You can't just give up just because it's hard. You got to sit there and deal with what's happening. And she wasn't ready for that. So I'm happy Dom is gone. And good luck to Mac. I'm hoping that Mac can find somebody else that could hook him up. And this is my review of Dom and Mac. This is the last time we going to see them, because they gone. They divorcing now. So we won't see them again. I'm hoping we don't again. And this is Goddess. And I'm doing the other 4 couples. And I'm doing by couples. So I'll see you in my next review. Talk to you later, YouTube.